What's good, YouTube? So I got kind of a long match here. It's like 10 minutes, double speeded. So yeah, somewhat of a long match. Nothing I can really do about it. It's facing Rebel Ride 1705. I normally wouldn't post a match like this, but it was really hacksy, so that's the reason I do post it, just to show you how bad hacks can be sometimes. So we're both gonna lead off with Heracross. He's going over the Stone Edge, and it's here that I'm thinking, man, I should have ran Stone Edge, but it's okay because he misses, and I get the Toxic Orb. He hits the second one, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for him. And I'm going to go for the Facade because using an orb on a Pokemon that has Guts and then using Facade as well, just really awesome. Really, really good moveset, actually. So he's going to bring in Miss Magus and go for the Substitute, because he knows Miss Magus is going to be faster than my Heracross. And I don't want this thing to get up a free Substitute, because if this thing gets up a free Substitute, it can either A, set up on me, or B, do some damage. And then I'd have to still do damage. So that's kind of why I stay in. He's using the subs to kind of stall out to a point where he can KO me, because he was slightly afraid a Shadow Ball wouldn't KO Heracross, because Heracross does have some pretty good special defensive bulk. And, yeah, I go down. Not fun. So now, I am going to bring in that Zapdos, and he's going to withdraw and go into Dusclops, as I just go for a Thunderbolt, which does a pretty decent amount. Because when he genned this Dusclops, I guess he genned it wrong and gave it leftovers instead of Eviolite, because he was genning something beforehand that had leftovers. So yeah, and basically he's going to go for that Pain Split, get up a little bit, not as much as if I had continued to stay in and gone for the Thunderbolt, because then I probably would have died. But yeah, so now I go for the Taunt, and apparently Taunt's going to shut down this Dusclops, which is pretty great for me. Now he's going to bring in Roserade. I really should have predicted that. Really should have. I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I got burned in the previous match by over-predicting too much, so I didn't over-predict. Because I should have gone back to Zapdos as he switched out to Dusclops, because that would have been good for me, because now I would have been able to Heat Wave the Roserade. But it's all good, so I'm going to bring in my Gilgamesh and go for the Sword Stance. I guess he doesn't want me setting up all day every day on him. Maybe he's seen what my Sword Stance Bisharp can do, because Sword Stance Bisharp is rather deadly. So now I go for the Night Slash Bam Bam, get up some good Night Slash damage, and that is going to KO the Dusclops since it does not have the Eviolite. And then he's going to bring in Swampert. I guess he was going to try and roar me out or Earthquake me or something, but he dies to a crit from the Night Slash, which did matter. He would have survived with like a third of his health if I hadn't gotten that crit. And then I go for the Sucker Punch. I thought it would KO the Zapdos, but it doesn't, I guess, because Zapdos has some pretty respectable bulk, being a legendary and all, which really sucks for me. And then he gets the Paralysis, and right here is a pretty key hacks, because the Zapdos would have been down if this hacks had not happened. So he goes for the Roost, and I try to go for the Night Slash, but I get that first turn Paralysis. That is just my luck. It really is. Like, if you've seen some of my battles, you know how bad hacks can be to me. And then I didn't go for the Sucker Punch because I thought he was going to just go for the Roost to get full health. Not the case. So now he's going to switch out into Roserade. And I guess he was predicting the Toxic, but I go for the Trick instead, because getting a Lagging Tail on anything would be rather beneficial to me. And then I think I go ahead and switch out. I really should have taunted, so couldn't have set up the second Stealth Rocks. Toxic Spikes, not Stealth Rocks. Roserade send up Stealth Rocks would be rather interesting since it can't. But I stay in and go for the Sludge Bomb. And he said he misclicked right here, but I think he was actually trying to predict me to wake up and go for Roost, so he could put me back to sleep. I wake up and go for Roost, and he goes for the Sludge Bomb, And then he actually gets the poison. I mean, look at how haxy this match is against me. I got like one hex against him, and the game's like, oh no, no, no. You got good hacks. We gotta troll ya now. Something like that. And then I missed the heat wave, which was another key hex, because this Roserade would have been down. And then my Mew may have been actually able to do something. So I go for the taunt. I don't know why I went for the taunt. There's toxic spikes on the field. What was I expecting could happen? I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes I wonder why I do moves I do. So now I go for the transform, so I can transform into this Roserade. And I plan on putting this Roserade to sleep so that Dusclops can come in and just Nightshade, 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 and KO the Roserade. But guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna miss the sleep powder because, of course, you know, I got one good hacks, and all of a sudden it just like pissed off the game that I got one good hacks, and it thought it had to overhax me now. I don't know why, it just did. And I go for the Will-O-Wisp. Somehow I managed to hit that. I missed the sleep powder, hit the Will-O-Wisp. They're the exact same accuracy. It doesn't make sense to me either, so I don't know. So I go for the Nightshade. And really, I should have stayed in and just gone for another Nightshade. But I was slightly afraid a Giga Drain would KO me. So that's why I switched out. But doing damage calc, it actually wouldn't have KO'd me. So I really should have stayed in. Because now I just made this match all sorts of stalling. And all I can do is recover with the Sableye, and he can just get back whatever health he wants with Giga Drain. So yeah, it's just a really stalling match for a little bit until my Dusclops finally does go down, and then I'm left with Sableye and I can't do much. So yeah, very good game to Rebel Rides. Kind of sucks that I got all that hacks. Really would have liked to see how the battle turned out without all the hacks kind of screwing me over, because you seem to be a pretty good battler. But I think maybe I would have won because I would have had the Roserade down, and I would have had the Zapdos down if that paralysis had not happened. So I don't know, it could have gone either way, really, because again, not really sure how the rest of the battle would have played out without those key hexes happening. I mean, I would have been okay with the heat wave, or I mean the getting paralyzed if I had been able to hit the heat wave, or I would have been able to miss. I would have been somewhat okay with missing two things, or not being able to do two things, if I had been able to hit the sleep powder. But no, Hax decides that since I got that one lucky crit on that Swampert, that I should be trolled or something. I don't know. And it's weird because there's days when hacks will be okay to me. It'll just be somewhat okay, and I can deal with it for whatever reason. Will be like on a friendly basis, and it won't completely screw me over. Some days it actually helps me a lot for whatever reason. Don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, like I said, pretty stally match. That's why I'm just kind of went off on the tangent, because you can see what the stally match is going to be like. Yeah, lots of stall. That's the only bad thing about stall. So I do decide to switch out and switch into Dusclops as he goes for the Giga Drain. And it's here that I realize I should have stayed in and gone for the Nightshade. Ah, that really sucked. I should have, but I didn't. So now I go for the Pain Split, because he has that Lagging Tail, which is where it kind of came in handy that he has the Lagging Tail. Now, because I could go for the Pain Split and get some health. And then I go for the Nightshade, and that's where I realized I should have stayed in, because the Giga Drain would have not killed me. I would have died to poison, but my Sableye would have been able to come in at pretty full health. That was a bad move on my part, so yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Right here, I just decided to let the Sableye die, because I figure it's gone on long enough, so I go for the recover. I think I try and make it live one time, but the Thunderbolt just does too much, and I'm like, okay, let's just make it GG, because I don't want to keep this going. So that is going to be the match, pretty much. You'll see me just kind of go for the Toxic and sack the Sableye, And that's going to be all. So comment, like, and sub if you do enjoy my content. And few updates. Smoking Database should be done in a week or so, I think. And that is pretty much going to be all. So I'll see you guys next time. And like I said, comment, like, and sub if you liked my content. And the like ratings really help. So thank you very much. Bye.